Hello everyone, this is Defense Politics Asia, and this is the summary for the day of 253 for the 3rd of November. So let's start off with the southern front. There's nothing at the Mykolaiv front to report. Over at the Kherson front, the Ukrainians continue their Kherson offensive with fighting reported at Sukhanove towards Milove, and at Ischenka as well as Bruskinsky. So you can see that it's on from the Davydiv region, and there's another one over on the eastern side. As per yesterday, we have also reported the Ukrainian Mi-8 that was shot down over Kostyaka. So that's all from the Kherson front. Moving on to the Zaporizhia line, at the very end of the Zaporizhia line at the Velika Novosilka region, the Velika Novosilka is here. At Vremivka, there is fighting reported at Vremivka, where the Ukrainians try to attack the Russian position over in the village of Vremivka. The last known front line is that the high ground over here, if you can go, you can see that the high ground over here on the western side of the city is under the Russian control. The Ukrainians, the last known was that they have control over the town. However, we cannot be sure of the entire information here, and tentatively it looks like a very small attack, though. It's a armored personnel carrier with 6 enemy fighters. So perhaps that they are just doing a scouting mission, and then they got found out by they got contacted by the Russian forces, which caused the fighting. Not really an offensive. And that's all from the Zaporizhia line. Over at the Donetsk front, the Russians continue their offensive across the southwest of Donetsk city. So this is Donetsk city, and at the southwest of Donetsk city, the Russians continue their offensive. Fighting continues to be reported at Palivka. The latest information continues to be as such, where the Ukrainians have the northern bank of the river, with the Russians holding most of the southern bank of the river. Reportedly, the fighting is fierce. Streets exchange hands from hour to hour. Very fierce fighting. But the progress of the Russians have totally bogged down due to reinforcement on the Ukrainian side. And there's fighting reported at Vodian, but there's a possibility that this information of Vodian might actually refers to the Vodian over here at the Pisky region. So, but because the lack of clarity in terms of how they report the information, we have no idea which Vodian this is supposed to mean. I think that is actually this one here. And there is also shelling reported at Vodian on the Ukrainian troops that are trying to move out on an counter-offensive. They got bombarded and actually ended the attack prematurely. And over at the Novomahailivka region, there is fighting reported at Novomahailivka. Both sides claim they are the defenders in this case here, both on the pro-Russian source Ryba and also the Ukrainian side, saying that the Russians are the one doing the attack. So according to Ryba, Ryba's information was that the Ukrainians actually launched a counter-offensive to regain the position they have lost. However, did not work out as usual. And over here at Marinka region, there's fighting reported at Marinka, where the Donetsk militia and the 150th Motorized Rifle Division are fighting in Marinka. So they are moving along the this Druzhby Avenue. So but it's not exactly important, because previously the Russians have already progressed to this line here. They have actually captured this area here. However, but now we are seeing that the line has went back to this major road over at Druzhby Avenue. So not very important in this case. After Marinka, there is we are now at the Pisky region, which is now in the northwest of Donetsk city. Fighting is reported at Pervomaisky as well as Vodian. This Vodian, I would think that this the one here, because the way how War Gonzo reported it, they put Pervomaisky and Vodian. So most likely this is this Vodian and not the Vodian over the Voleda region, not this one. And that's all from the entire of Donetsk front. There's nothing over the New York region and Adivka. There is some information coming out, some details about the fighting on the 2nd of November, the day before. Not very important. Another is another Ukrainian offensive that didn't seem to work out. This is very normal. Both Russian and the Ukrainian side are struggling to fight in heavily defended locations, so nothing very special. Over at the Bakhmut front, we do not have any information about the Bakhmut front. Seemingly, the Wagner group that is in charge of fighting over this area seems to have run out of steam, I guess. The offensive has not been so strong. But however, over the Siversk region, they seems to be concentrating their effort in this area here. Fighting is reported at Spurny, Verkhan as well as Belohorivka over the Siversk region. But similarly, not much progress. Over at the Kreminna front, the Ukrainians continue to attack this highway from Sviatove. Sviatove is all the way up here. Sviatove, the highway all the way from Sviatove to Kreminna. They are trying to cut the highway, and there is fighting reported in the area of Kreminna, coming from the Terny and Yampolivka direction towards Kreminna. There's fighting reported there. Deep reconnaissance group of the Ukrainian side is operating northeast of Terny area. Not exactly sure the exact position of northeast here. There's fighting also reported towards Cheverno-Popivka on the 3rd, which is yesterday, where this SITREP is focusing on. But today, there is still fighting reported towards Cheverno-Popivka. Similarly, over further up north, there's fighting at Makivka, and the fighting at Poshchanka continues up to today, from yesterday to today. According to pro-Russian sources, they say that the objective to fighting at the Ploshchanka was actually to cut off this road between Makivka and Krasnoshensky. So, Krasnorishensk. So, this road here, this is the objective. This road is the objective. The Ukrainians trying to cut this road so that they can cut off reinforcement to the Makivka region. So I think that's the objective here. And that's all from the Kreminna front. Moving on to the Kupiansk region, this is Kupiansk city. At the Kupiansk front, there's fighting reported at Novoselivsky, and there's also fighting further up north over at Yahidne and Kaiselivka region. And this is a continuation of the fighting from yesterday, from the day before yesterday. And that's all from the Kupiansk front. And very quickly, we have finished the SITREP, and I'll see you in the next update.